If you're just coming in, you did not miss the news. I just wanted to finish 007 first. So let's go ahead and talk gaming news before we hop on eventually Impulse. Siggy and JG said he wanted to play. Brooks said he wanted to, so we might have a full party in the Discord tonight. But how are we gonna start this off? Here we go. What's going on, man? Stuff like this is why I will never ride. I will never ride for any corporation. The only corporation you probably ever heard me praise on this stream is probably Costco and maybe Steam. And Steam be fucking up too. And if I catch Costco on some bullshit, we gonna get them too. But for the most part, this is why I don't pick sides. I just talk about what is the best product on the market and try to advertise it and push people towards that. And, you know, for months we've been talking about how really last year, how Xbox has been struggling. And I've been talking about how on this stream, I don't want to see Xbox fail, because the reality is we don't want a world where only PlayStation and Nintendo exist. PlayStation loves to raise prices and basically re-release the same fucking games all the time. Third person, over the shoulder, action story slop games, where half the game is you press R2 and they brainwash you niggas so goddamn much that when they stand on stage and say, we got 20 minutes of God of War gameplay, where 15 minutes of it is just walking and pressing R2, you buffoons think that's gameplay. But that's beside the point. We don't want to see Xbox fail. But we also have to be honest and acknowledge why they're failing. Phil Spencer, you will pay for your crimes. I've seen all this conversation on social media about Asha this, Sarah Bond that, Matt Booty. I barely seen anybody mention the guy who started this shit. Y'all remember like 10 years ago? Here at Xbox, we've acquired this studio, that, that. It was Phil. Phil of the future. They're losing subscribers on fucking Game Pass. For every 4 PS5 sold, there's like 1 Xbox sold. They have no exclusives. And this nigga got away scot-free damn near. Because to be fair, the week that Phil retired, niggas was on his ass. But I swear within like 2 weeks, yo, being a white man is just some powerful shit. Within like 2 weeks of him getting out of Xbox, like motherfuckers just stopped talking about him, bro. Like he just did nothing, dude. And they was instantly on Asha's ass. Is she even a real gamer? They was questioning her so goddamn much. And I'm gonna be honest, some of it I think it is misogyny. I just think some of you niggas hate women. Still talking about Sarah Bond. And here we are months later, like 6 months, they still have not figured it out. According to reports, if you missed it last week, Xbox lost millions of Game Pass subscribers after that price hike, and that's why they reduced it. They were bleeding them motherfuckers. Layoffs are happening left and right. They're shoving this goddamn Microsoft Copilot down our throats. Also, they have the nerve to say, we don't know how we're going to be able to sustain the prices of our consoles because of the RAM shortage. I got an idea, Microsoft, because friendly reminder, it's not just Elon. Microsoft is heavily invested in AI too. They're building data centers and buying up all the RAM. They are the source of their own fucking problem. We don't know what to do. Stop buying all the fucking RAM and building data centers. And here we are, fresh off another podcast where we was talking about Xbox takes and L's. And now reports are claiming Xbox is reportedly closing Ninja Theory, Double Fine, and Compulsion games. Xbox is preparing to shut down or sell at least 3 of its studios: Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Compulsive Games, according to reports from The Verge and Bloomberg on Monday. Ninja Theory employees were informed on Monday that the studio would be closing, according to The Verge, but the team is attempting to find a buyer that can keep them operational. Ninja Theory is the studio behind the Hellblade series, and it was featured in the recent Xbox game showcase. This is nasty. Nasty. Fucking nasty. To the point where, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta put some blame on Asha. How dare you and Matt Booty get on stage and announce a new Hellblade game, and the very next week you're talking about firing these people. Now, if you didn't catch the latest podcast, we were talking about, there's a theory floating around that Gears of War E-Day was supposed to appear on the PS5, but very last minute it was pulled. And the evidence is, on an Xbox podcast before they announced E-Day, they had a graphic on there that said PS5. And I said on the podcast, I think I said it on the stream last week, to be fair, I've worked with these companies before. You never know. Maybe the intern who was responsible for emailing the podcast the assets emailed them some old assets, and that's how it got in there. There's no way to tell if Xbox... I'm not gonna lie. I think you niggas is lying now. That's nasty work to make employees of Ninja Theory get on stage and announce their game, and then a week later, hey, by the way, fuck you. We're gonna fire you. Now I don't trust anything Xbox says. A nigga try to give you the benefit of the doubt, but with these corporations, they won't take an inch, they're gonna take a mile. That's strike number one. Double Fine is the legendary studio behind the Psychonauts game, Brutal Legends, Broken Age, Keeper, and all manners of LucasArts adventures, founded by Tim Schafer and friends in 2000. Double Fine leaders are in active negotiations to buy themselves back from Xbox rather than being closed altogether. Now, to be fair to Double Fine, they make great games. Brutal Legends, Psychonauts, these are great games. The problem with their games is they are very niche. So I feel like there was always kind of a ceiling for what they were going to sell. So this one kind of makes sense. But on the flip side, I could also argue that Xbox didn't ever properly support them. They didn't really push Psychonauts 2. So it's somewhere in the middle. Compulsion Games is in a similar position, according to the report. Compulsion is the Montreal studio behind the uber stylish game Contrast, We Happy Few, and South of Midnight, the latter of which came out in 2025, which is another game, in my opinion. I don't like this. This is a good game, but in my humble opinion, I don't think Xbox properly supported South of Midnight. This shit just dropped and they didn't even really advertise it. Then they allowed a narrative to be pushed about it. Did you know, I saw this, believe it or not, I saw this on Twitter. There were a good amount of people on social media who felt like they couldn't play this game because they thought it was only for black people. Which is fucking insane to me, seeing a black lead with Southern culture in it and just assuming only black people can enjoy this shit. But this is why advertising matters. Because even if you couldn't identify with the cultural part, you could have advertised the fucking gameplay, the story. I don't know. So this one sucks too. Bloomberg reported that several other studios under the Xbox Studio banner are also negotiating for their futures and are at risk of being shut down. So it's not just these three. Also, going back to Ninja 30 real quick. There was also reports, I covered it on the podcast, that said that Ninja Gaiden 4 did not sell well. And that does not surprise me because I do feel like when I stream that game, good game, by the way, solid 8 out of 10. I do feel like when I stream that game, when I would look around on social media, like nobody was talking about it. Once again, another game that Xbox put out that was good and they didn't fucking advertise it. They just be doing shit. Bloomberg reported that several other studios under the Xbox banner are negotiating for their futures. As it officially stands, the Xbox game studio umbrella covers dozens of studios, including Arcane. Oh, Lord. Bethesda, Halo Studios, id Software, Obsidian, Playground, ZeniMax, and Activision Blizzard. We have contacted Xbox for clarification on reported closures and buyouts. Ladies and gentlemen, this officially means Blade is in trouble. Blade is being developed by Arcane, which is under Bethesda. They're both listed. This means this game is officially in danger. Because if Arcane's dev studio gets laid off before the game comes out, we'll never fucking see it, bro. We can't have nothing nice. And ladies and gentlemen, before I read any further, what we're talking about is an example of why monopolies are bad. centralized power is bad. If you're not following me on Monopolies, just think about what Kanye said. No one man should have all that power. Xbox went and acquired all these studios over the last 10 years, and what the fuck happened? We got some okay to mid games, with their best outing probably being Expedition 33. I will give y'all that. Y'all back that. But for every Expedition 33, most of these were like 7s and 8s out of 10s, and a whole bunch of layoffs. You should have left these niggas alone. I don't like Bethesda, but they were fine. Obsidian was fine. id Software was fine. Activision has Overwatch. They were fine. Leave them alone. The only people on this list that probably needed your help is Halo Studios, because you bitch ass niggas are 343. Change your name back. You're a fake studio. Every Halo game y'all put out is fucking ass. If I was terrible at my job, if I wasn't entertaining, if I wasn't informative, everybody would stop watching me. But for some reason, Halo Studios, aka 343, keeps getting to put out shitter after shitter after shitter, and you guys keep funding them. Hey, look, Asha, I got one for you, Matt Booty. You want to save some money? Look at the books right there. This studio. Nobody asked for Halo campaign evolved. You would save millions if you just get rid of this studio. Give it back to fucking Bungie. You guys don't deserve it. We don't care what they're doing. We're gonna rave out it on Unreal Engine 5. Whatever, dude. Whatever. They fucking suck, bro. That's one of the worst studios of the last 15 years. Reach remaster would have been done, but fucked up the Master Chief Collection. Microsoft's modern game studio acquired spree kicked off in 2018. They're just yapping about the fucking stats, bro. Since the acquisitions, Microsoft has enacted multiple massive rounds of layoffs, because this ain't the first, remember, affecting thousands of employees in its gaming division, and also shuttered well-known studios. That's the end of the article. We get the gist of it. This is bad because if they're laying off all these people, that means a bunch of people are now going to be out of work. They can't feed their family, and they're now going to all be fighting for a small pool of jobs. Hundreds of people are going to be fighting for the same one job, which means that some people are probably going to have to leave the industry, and we're going to lose a lot of potentially creative and cool ideas. This is just bad across the board. We lose as consumers. We get less product, less innovation. This sucks from a financial standpoint because people are losing their jobs. And also Microsoft is Xbox is on the verge of fucking up, because at the end of the day, Microsoft does not need Xbox. They do not need them. Microsoft is a tech company across the board. What studios have been the best in the past decade? I think Monolith Soft is up there. Who's Monolith Soft? Nigga, who? I don't know that studio. Unless I'm bugging. They made Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, that's a good game. Yeah, I wouldn't put that as the best. I'd say CD Projekt Red. Respawn is probably my favorite. Capcom's had a nice comeback. From Software, Respawn, Capcom. Yeah, those are like the goats right now. CD Projekt Red. Those are the goats right now, in my opinion. Anytime anything from Software is announced, I get excited. I want to know what the fuck going on. But there's that 2K. Shut up, nigga. But that's not the end of it. Xbox Game Studio head chief of staff steps down as the Xbox reset looms. Xbox Game Studio head Craig Duncan has stepped down after just over a year and a half in the role. God damn, bro. He just got there. He said, I seen enough. Duncan led Sea of Thieves developer Rare for nearly 13 years before being promoted to the head of Xbox Game Studios in 2024, which put the rest of Microsoft Studios under his stewardship, including Double Fine, Halo. This nigga was in charge of managing all the fucking studios. This is such a fucking red flag. This man worked for Rare for 13 years. Do you understand how big of a red flag it is to get promoted to the head of game studios, managing all the studios? He was there only for a year and a half. He said, you know what? I've seen enough. I don't think this shit can be saved. And if there's anybody who knows when to jump shit before it sinks, It's a former Sea of Thieves dev. You see what I did there? He used to be a pirate, so he knows. This ship is sinking. We gotta go. Xbox Game Studio Chief of Staff Louise Connor has also been reassigned, according to the publication. O'Connor also hails from Rare, which she joined all the way back in '99 as an animator. O'Connor was promoted to the Xbox Game Studio Chief of Staff in August last year. The news comes as new Xbox leader Asha and Matt Booty, who took over after Phil Spencer retired earlier this year. This is a red flag, man. We're losing studios, we're losing leadership, we're losing money. I don't know if this ties into the other one. I just saved it. I didn't read it. But in this article, as Xbox eyes layoffs, Microsoft CEO says video games aren't monetized enough, so it's not canceled. It's not the canceled games or the 68 billion deals or AI overspending. Oh, that's why I saved it, the headline. So the CEO says they haven't found a way to monetize these games enough. Apparently the games aren't expensive enough. Live, hey, you know what this means, right? Live service games, they're going to nickel and dime you even worse. The only thing they care about is the kickback to the shareholders. Upcoming Xbox exclusives are being sent out to die, an analyst says. Xbox Chief Strategy Officer has pushed back against claims that Microsoft could reverse course and alter its stance on exclusive games. At the same time, analyst Rye Elliott of Alinea Analytics tells GameSpot that Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution were being sent out to die on purpose. Matthew Ball, who joined Xbox earlier this year, said the rumors saying Microsoft might reverse course are false. Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution will stay exclusive, he said, adding that there's no conversation of reversing course. We're getting closer and closer to PlayStation being the only competition. And let me tell y'all something right now. If the Xbox empire collapses tomorrow, the best thing you can do is build a PC if you haven't already, and limit your spending on PlayStation, because it's the only way we're gonna keep them honest. But if Xbox collapses tomorrow and you just start buying all your games on PlayStation, they're gonna start raising the price on everything. And I'm not just talking about the games. I'm talking about the microtransactions. I'm talking about the gift cards. I'm talking about PS Plus. And I'm gonna tell you, as soon as they due to changing, evolving market conditions, we have to raise the price on PS Plus. What the fuck does that mean? You just saying shit. PS Plus with the premium tiers with the games that nobody want to play is going up. They already are. So what you think? I know, right? They already are. So what you think gonna happen when there's no competition? This is why I said it's funny to make fun of Xbox, because let's get something straight. I don't want anybody getting it twisted. This is their fault. Phil Spencer's fault. They did it to themselves. But two things can be true. It can be their fucking fault, and I don't want to see them fail. If Ubisoft fails tomorrow, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Okay? Assassin's Creed's been trash for the last fucking 10 years. I don't care. But if Xbox falls, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. We don't want to see it. Trust me. We don't want to see it. Them niggas at PlayStation are evil. Evil bastards. And Nintendo, for those who don't keep up with the Nintendo, I feel like we don't hate on Nintendo enough. If you don't keep up with the Nintendo community, walk into a retro store. Pokemon fucking Emerald and Fire Red and all that shit is $400 a pop. It's a reason Pokemon games are so fucking expensive. Go try to buy a copy of Super Mario Sunshine, the original GameCube. You paying at least $100 for that shit, bro. They don't give a fuck either. We don't want that. We don't want that. Elliott told GameSpot that Microsoft will never succeed in the console space, and promising fans exclusive games to help drive console sales is not going to make a difference. Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution are basically being sent out to die, he said. Consoles as we know it is over for Xbox and has been for a while. There's no turning that ship, but they still need to pretend to care until they transition to pastures where they can return growth. A Gears console exclusives does not shift meaningful numbers for the Xbox Series X units. Exclusivity as a hardware driver is over for them because the install base it would drive simply isn't responsive enough to justify the cost of building hardware at a 5-time component premium. And those games are on Steam anyway. Shout out to Blaze Light Zero with the super chat. Why does this always happen to Xbox after their showcase? That's what's really gross about this. This is a week after the showcase. It's fool's gold. I don't know if I agree with it's over for Xbox in terms of consoles. I will say that their back is on the wall. I would rephrase this. I think it's over for them this generation, because the thing is, most people got PlayStations and PCs already, and unless people are not going to go out and buy the Xbox. The easiest way to get a large install base is to be first to market and create a quality product. That is the reason why the Xbox 360 was so popular. It launched like a year before the PS3, and the 360 was a really good console. So if you can get to market first, and it's actually a good product, people will consider switching over. But it's a hard sell to get people to switch to your platform when they already own a Nintendo, they own a PC, or they own a PS5, and the games are kind of eh. So what I would do is I would change this to, I will say, this next Xbox they got coming out, if they don't stick the landing, it's over for these niggas, bro. Y'all need to get first to market, have the most powerful hardware in terms of consoles on the market, exclusives, quality of life changes, and good value for the customer. And people will come over. But I feel like there's like this negative connotation with the Xbox right now. And it's, to be fair, it started with, that's where y'all really fucked up. It started with the Xbox One, and y'all let it linger over into the Xbox Series. I knew the Xbox Series was gonna fail the moment they named that shit. Why the fuck did you name your shit the Xbox Series S and X? What does that mean? Get a cooler name. PlayStation 5, Switch 2. Keep it really simple. What does that mean? Y'all need a cool name, good branding, good games, quality of life, good value. First gaming company to linger at L. These niggas had rollover L's. Y'all remember that shit in the 90s and early 2000s? I'm about to show my age. Y'all remember in the early 2000s with cell phones? Back when everything wasn't an unlimited plan, you had free nights and weekends. And if you didn't use the minutes from that month, because you would get like 500 minutes a month, right? Or whatever you paid for, your minutes would roll over to the other month. These niggas had a rollover L. I'd never seen that before. That's fucking crazy. The Xbox ROG Ally. Nobody asked for the ROG Ally. It's an okay product, but nobody asked for that shit. Why the fuck would I pay $1,000 for a fucking handheld when one's for, well, it's not 400 no more, because who y'all voted for? Nah, that analogy's perfect. So I don't agree with this, but I will say their back's against the wall. And not only is their back against the wall, I need Xbox to start acting like it. I think that's what concerns me the most. They're not moving like a desperate dog. Guys, it's the fourth quarter. You're down 10. 4 minutes left. What you gonna do, De'Aaron Fox? What you gonna do? I think that's the thing that concerns me. It's just like they're just doing shit. There's no sense of urgency here. Like, guys, you because jokes aside, whether you like Xbox or not, one thing on a human level that I think we all can agree on that is on the line is, if Xbox fails tomorrow, so what? We lose a bunch of games. So what? We lose potentially the Xbox controller. More importantly, thousands of people will lose their jobs. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want that. On a human level, that means people can't put food on the table. In this economy, it's very hard to get a job. And it also means they're all going to be fighting for the same jobs. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get real wicked. I just don't want to see a bunch of people lose their jobs. Y'all got to figure out a fucking direction, man. That's all I got for y'all in terms of the fucking sad news for Xbox. Fox in the fourth. They looking like Fox in the fourth, bruh. Not gonna lie, Gears of War being an Xbox exclusive really doesn't make sense though. Right now it doesn't. The reason I said next console generation they need to get it together, because if it's like they had the exclusives, then they got rid of them, and now they're talking about potentially going back. It's like they don't know what they want to do. Next generation, if they come out with a new console, it's powerful, and they say we have exclusives to this platform, but you have to buy it. The thing is, like, they established one culture, and now they're saying they're going to do something different. So for the next generation, if you're going to have exclusives, Go all in on exclusives. If not, stick to the route of doing multi-platforms. It seems like they don't know what they want to do, and that's gonna piss the consumer off, and they're not gonna want to fuck with you. Period. Because every day you change the fucking answer. So pick a direction. That's what I would say. Pick a direction. They might have sent Gears to die with that $400 million budget. I'm gonna tell you this much. If Gears does do good, if it remains an exclusive and it does do good, it will be because of the PC community. It'll have nothing to do with Xbox, because for every 4 PS5 sold, there's 1 Xbox, which means there's only a handful of Xboxes out there in the living room, and not everybody who owns an Xbox is going to be interested in Gears. So I think it's going to have to be the PC community that's going to have to pick up the slack. And it's a shame because it looks like a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, for sure, I'm showing up. I'm gonna support it. It looks like a good game. Exactly. Steam is their real problem. Well, no, I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm saying it's good because they're making money off the Steam sales. I'm saying the lack of install base in the living room is the problem. It's just not enough Xboxes out there to justify a $400 million budget. You said pull up after I'm done with these articles. I will. Do you think timed exclusives for the Xbox will be a better way of going about things? Yeah. Nah, I think they should either do it all the way, or I'll be in Discord. Bet. I think they should go in all the way or let it go. Right now they just need to pick a direction, man. It's like that somebody standing at a crossroad. You can't just stare at the sign. You're either going left or right. Come on now. Whether you go left or right, you're gonna piss people off. If you go left, you're gonna piss off these group of people. If you go right, you're gonna piss off this group of people. But you will make people happy. But if you just stand there and you don't make a choice, and this is anything in life, this has nothing to do with Xbox. But if you stand there and you don't pick a path, you're gonna piss off everybody, right? So like, and I'll give you an example, like a real life example. I don't know. Your dad wants you to be a doctor and your mom wants you to be a lawyer. You want to be an artist, but you're not sure if you should listen to your heart or you should listen to your mom or your dad, right? Now, because you're so indecisive, the real answer is you should have went and did your art because that's what you wanted to do, because it's your fucking life. And you're going to outlive your parents most likely. But because you're so indecisive, you don't do anything. Now you pissed off your mom, you pissed off your dad, and you let yourself down because you knew what the fuck you wanted to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Real life shit. I think the big 3 should be multi-plat, but all new IP should be exclusive. Xbox has a marketing issue and doesn't know how to market their games. Yeah, and to be fair too, I don't know if they ever really had a marketing plan, because I feel like the Xbox and the 360 just became the dude bro console by default, but they never advertised themselves as the dude bro console. It just kind of happened through the games, and that's why games are so important. But because they don't have the exclusives that they need, they don't have any sense of identity. Why does South at Midnight get no marketing? You know why, nigga. You know why. I feel like Xbox fans don't understand they're the minority in the console gaming, and now they're being groomed to not buy games. You guys pretty much are useless at this point. God damn. Being groomed to not buy games. That's crazy. Yeah, from the Game Pass standpoint. It depends on who you are. Because, I mean, I had Game Pass, and I loved Expedition 33 so much. I think I would argue the quality of the games need to be better. It's too much just okay games on the Game Pass. A lot of 6 to 8s on the Game Pass. Because I played Expedition 33 via the Game Pass, but I loved it so much I went and bought a copy of it. If they had more Expedition 33s on the Game Pass, I think people would go out and buy more games. Because like it was genuine. I can't explain it other than I genuinely felt bad that I did not pay for that game. It was so fucking good. I was like, I got to support the devs. I didn't buy it right away. It was like a month or 2 later, but I was like, when it's in the budget, I was like, I'm gonna get a hard copy, because I also wanted it to be in my collection. I was like, I didn't want that to be a digital type of thing, you know? I don't think there's enough of that. Leaked Xbox payment method offers new ways for players to get in debt. Oh shit. Did I tip the devs? Shut the fuck up, bro. Oh shit, am I in just chatting? I'm not in just chatting. I just realized. Put it in just chatting. A new Xbox leak states that the new payment options for games are on the way, ones that'll make it easier for players to get in debt to third-party providers. Who's ready for more debt? A lot has been said about digital game ownership and how it's a finite resource that lasts only as long as their servers, and is seen with Square Enix delisting the Nintendo Switch Kingdom Hearts games that people paid for. Wait, they are? meaning that money has been flushed down the drain. This is why purists are sticking with physical cartridges and discs. This is why I bought Expedition 33. At any point, they could pull it off the Game Pass, and I wouldn't have had access to it. And I also didn't want to pay $30 a month. It seems that Microsoft wants to go all in on digital services, according to PHX on Red Phoenix. On Twitter, the Xbox website has been added back-end text for Klarna and PayPal options, allowing people to buy digital items and pay them off later over the course of several months. That's dangerous. Did I get the Expedition 33 vinyl? I did, but I don't think it ships till like February. You had to pre-order. It hasn't shipped yet. The Xbox website will have the buy now, pay later feature via PayPal and Klarna. This is good and bad. The reason I say that, it's good because on one hand, maybe it'll get people to try more games, you know, expand their palette. On the flip side, this also means it's going to put more people in debt. Klarna and VC is wild. Yeah. It's currently possible to purchase games directly from via PayPal on most digital storefronts, though those are one-off payments in which PayPal acts as a bank. It's possible to use direct money transfers in many stores, though not every bank is compatible in every region, so vendors like PayPal can act as third party that funnels the money. These new options are essentially payment plans that let people spread the cost of games and accessories over several months rather than paying them all up front. This would give instant access to content that people want without needing all the cash in the bank. Man, please be safe out there. Oh my Lord. The problem with these payment methods is they can lead to irresponsible spending, with people buying multiple items at once and not factoring in that they'll need the money for future payments. Luckily, Microsoft puts most of its first-party titles on Game Pass, so it's usually way cheaper to buy a month or 3 of that service than it is to buy a single game, but this isn't true for most first-party titles. Ultimately, it's down to the individual responsibility when buying items and payment plans. They're just yapping at this point. Damn, that vinyl's going for $150. Might pre-order low-key. That's why I bought it. That shit is expensive. I was like, oh yeah, that the value of that's about to go up. So I might be slow when it comes to this topic, but how the hell would this work? If I had to guess, they'll probably add Klarna on there, and then you can log into your account so they have your information. And then when you go to buy games, the Klarna option will probably pop up. So then if you use Klarna, they know what account to charge, because I'd imagine you have to connect your shit somehow. Wait. Am I bugging? I'm lying. I did get the Expedition 33 vinyl. It's right there. I'm bugging. There was some other vinyl that launches in February that I ordered that I haven't gotten yet. But I do have it. I'm lying. I lied. I do have it. It's actually still in the wrapper. I was like, wait a minute. I think I do have it. There's something coming in February. So yeah, if you see Klarna on Xbox, you said show it off. It's just the artwork, bro. I haven't opened it. I don't want to open it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to open it. I'm trying to keep the value of that shit. This is the full one. It's 6 vinyls. I actually support the art. I put my money where my mouth is. I don't run my mouth. I actually support the culture. Oh shit. Sick. Yeah, it has every song on there. They have 2 versions of it. They have a curated one where it has like the 30 best tracks on there. It's like, and it comes with 2 vinyls, or you can buy the whole soundtrack, which comes with like 6 or something like that. And I was like, I really like the soundtrack too, so I was like, I wanted to get it. I was like so excited when mine came. I immediately opened and realized what I did later. Unless I'm gonna listen to it right then and there, I was like, eh. I did listen to the Liza P one. That shit was fire. What else I got? More Xbox news. Gears of War E-Day system requirements are here, and it might be bad news for the GTX 10 series. Who the fuck is using a 10 series, man? What up, Wolf Boy? So recommended is Windows 11, of course, AMD Ryzen 5 or an i5. That's not bad. 16 gigabytes, not bad. GPU. God damn, I'm poor too. It's recommended to have a RTX 5060 or, oh no, well, okay, that's the same thing. Never mind. It's recommended to have at least a 3060. That's pretty much the same thing because that's the lower end one. And then it's 130 gigs. So yeah, that's what the specs you need. You have been warned on whether or not your PC can run it. Soundtrack is super long too. Would love to see it live. Oh yeah, I would like to see it in concert. I seen the Elden Ring in concert. That shit was fire. And I seen Avatar. I would like to see Expedition 33 live. I feel like that would be a really good orchestra. I love vinyl. Listening to music on the 1200 is different. It's a different experience. And then I seen some tweets. I saved them. Ethos from the podcast was tweeting. Well, what is he responding to? So he's responding to Khalil, who says, this is going to sound harsh, but all these layoffs need to happen not just at Xbox, but at all the AAA game studios. The budgets are too big, too many meaningless jobs, too much reliance on streaming services, games take too long to make, and an overall abandonment of what made gaming great in the first place, which is just making fun games for players and not their peers. Things are always worse, but before they get better. So I welcome the reset that's happening. I agree to some degree. Like, it's just gotten so bloated. I don't know who told these studios that they need to have 100,000 employees and a $500 million budget to make a fun game. The only thing that should matter is if your game is fun. And it took like $10 million to make. It was between like 10 and 50, I think, to make Expedition 33. Ethos responded, we really need to accept that just making a fun game is no longer enough to be successful. We no longer live in that age where that used to be true. The sooner we accept this, the sooner we can start figuring out actual solutions. This belief is like gaming's version of praying sickness away, but refusing to go to the doctor. Yeah. I think there's truth in both of them. No, that's true. It's not because his that's why I said I kind of agree with it, but it's like it's a little too black and white. I think that's what Ethos is saying. It's a very nuanced conversation, and that's what I was saying earlier. Some of this is on the suits, some of this is on the bloated budgets, some of this is on consumer behavior. Just a lot of miscalculations across the board. Did you see that Ubisoft is fast forwarding beyond good and evil development? They're aggressively hiring more people. Man, fuck that game. That game has been in development for 20 years. Historically speaking, development hell starts at like 7 years. Any game that takes 7 years or longer to make is usually never good. There's a reason why it takes so long to make it. And in my opinion, Ubisoft hasn't made a good game in a while. They thought they was going to keep up with the COVID level sales. Yep. Nope. People went back outside, bruh. People went back outside. Maybe Xbox needs to do like a lower tier Game Pass where do like the indie Game Pass where you can only get like games from indie developers, and then have a more expensive Game Pass where they have all their AAA games and you get them day one. Maybe have another one where you get the indies and then some AAAs. You get maybe like 3 AAAs a year or something like that. They need to come out with different pricing plans, because there might be some people out there that only play the indie games on the Game Pass, and they don't want to pay that extra cash to play things they're not going to play, and vice versa. Do you believe Game Pass is running essentially on a loss? I haven't seen the numbers, so I couldn't tell you specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'll tell you that much. W idea, that's better than just pricing willy-nilly. And like clearly state, hey, in this Game Pass, you're going to get all the indie games, and you're going to get 3 tokens on your account. Those can go towards our AAA games from Bethesda and Activision and whatever, and you can use those 3 tokens throughout the year on whatever game you like. After that, that's it. And then you can have like an unlimited one where you get everything. Like they should figure out different ways to add value. I think they kind of did that with the Discord Game Pass thing. Yeah, but the problem with that, sort of, the Discord thing is like a bunch of old games though. I'm talking about like the new stuff. That's mostly stuff like Fallout 4 and shit that came out like 10 years ago. Nintendo kind of does that. Yeah, but I'm not buying a Switch 2, so. And to add insult to injury, illuminated ice sculpture banquet knowing the blood will spill a few days later. What was the reason? So this is we interviewed him once. He's a developer on a bunch of different games in the industry. He was at the Xbox event last week, and they had an Xbox ice sculpture full of food in the press room. Now he said, what was the reason? I could argue this is the reason they spent so much money on this big ass charcuterie board with the Xbox ice sculpture. They spent a bunch of money to make the employees feel good just so they could lay them off and it felt easier. Pizza party. Dell has been tweeting some bangers lately. Yeah, he started making YouTube videos. He's getting in his bag now. He's finding a different way to get a bag, which I like. Yeah, the final hurrah. I was like, that's nasty work, man. Right. The very next week, they laying people off. The last potluck. Yeah. The Last Supper had us. And then he's responding to this tweet. This made me laugh. Asha has done more for Xbox fans in 2 months than Sarah Bond did in 2 years. And then he said, can we get an update on this? Well, maybe we jumped the gun. Maybe we was giving her too much praise because it's not looking too good right now, bro. What's your take on that these days, buddy? Oh my god. Yeah, I watched his videos. The explanation of the early reveal trailers makes now so much more sense when added context, and it's coming from somebody who has actual authority, who works in the industry, not some random Twitter anime avi just running their fucking mouth and making up shit. And then what we got here? These rumors are false. Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution will stay exclusive. There are no conversations. There have been no conversations to reverse course. And as we said last week, players can continue to expect signature exclusives from us every year. Y'all quite literally dropped a trailer last week saying Senua is dropping in 2027 and then shut down a week later. How is anyone supposed to believe a word you guys say anymore? That's literally what I said earlier. That's why I saved this shit. Yeah, like I don't trust nothing y'all say. I don't trust nothing y'all say. I don't think Xbox understands the damage that they're doing with their audience, and not just their audience, but the people who are on the fence, the people who don't care. They have no allegiance to any console, to any PC, to any Nintendo. They just want to play good games. They gonna side eye Xbox like, we not going over there because y'all niggas is wilding, bro. Because let me tell y'all something. It's not just about the games and the failing of the company. There are people out there. Shit, I'm one of them, depending on what it is. If you don't do right by people, people won't support your company. When fucking when Trump first got elected and they said they was getting rid of DEI and Walmart was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of it, Costco kept it. And Walmart owns Sam's Club. A lot of people went, I saw TikToks, a lot of people went to Sam's Club and canceled their membership and went and got a Costco membership. There are going to be people that see people getting fucked over by Xbox and they're like, I'm not supporting that shit. I'm not gonna enable it. I'll go get a PlayStation. I don't like them that much, but they ain't treating their employees that bad. It just looks bad. Yeah, Target has been struggling ever since because they don't know how to act right. That's what I got for you. I'm gonna say the other one because it's really not a lot. Let me see. Yeah, it's really not a lot. It was only 5 articles. It's really like half a batch. I'll save this for tomorrow because JG was like, get on the game.